Welcome everyone. Let's begin our lesson for today by going over the learning goals and success criteria. First, what are we learning? We're learning how to write functions in multiple ways and recognize function notation, how to recognize patterns in functions to determine whether or not those functions are linear, how to recognize coordinates in terms of x values and y values, how to plot points on the coordinate plane, how to recognize patterns in the graphs of linear functions, how to determine how the slope and y-intercept will affect the graph of a linear function, how to find function values of a linear function, how to find the slope and y-intercept of a function from an equation, how to take linear equations that are not written in slope-intercept form and convert them to slope-intercept form, how to graph linear equations using slope and y-intercept, how to manipulate the slope and y-intercept to change the steepness and location of a graph to meet the needs of a question, to recognize practical applications of mathematics within your areas of interest such as basketball, to find the y-intercept of a linear function given the slope and a point on the line, to find the equation of a line given the slope and a point on the line, to comprehend and utilize inequality symbols, to graph an inequality on a number line, to graph a compound inequality on a number line, to graph linear inequalities using slope and y-intercept, and to use the correct line and shading for graphs of inequalities. How are we learning it? Through the system is broken assignment. When can we use this information? To recognize patterns in your spending so that you can figure out how to save enough money to buy a car, to determine the location of appliances, furniture, and walls when planning to remodel your house, to determine how long it would take to save up enough money for a down payment on a car, to calculate the amount of money in a savings account, to change the appearance of difficult tasks so that it looks more like something you are used to seeing, such as changing your grocery list into a list based on the aisles where you will find the items, to improve your ability to read between the lines and fill in gaps that are not given, such as putting together a bookcase with directions that are incomplete, and to determine which scores you can receive on your final exam that will allow you to pass the course. How do you know you learned it? By getting a score of 4 on the System is Broken assignment. Now let's take a look at our agenda for today. We will begin our lesson by going over the learning goals and success criteria. While we do that, you'll fill out your Get It Started. After that, I'll give you time to complete the System is Broken assignment on Desmos. At the end of class, we'll go back over our learning goals and success criteria while you fill out your Before You Go. Your only homework for tonight is to work on any incomplete assignments that you may have. Let's talk now about how to sign in to Desmos to complete your work. So what we're going to do is you're going to click on the link to go to the assignment, and it should take you to a page that looks kind of like this. And right here where it says sign in with Google, we're going to click there. And it's going to pop up with our email accounts. You're going to click on your school email account, and it should already have you logged in because you should have already been logged in using Google Classroom. From there, I'm just going to click Start the Activity, and it will take me into the assignment and allow me to begin. So that's how you will log in to Desmos using Google. Let's take a look now at the System is Broken assignment. The assignment begins with the learning goals and success criteria. If we scroll down, there's a link here that takes us to the Desmos activity. Go ahead and click on that link. And it should take us to a page that looks like this. We'll go ahead and click Start the Activity. This activity begins with the learning goals and success criteria as well. We'll go ahead and click Next. There's a video here for you to watch about the system being broken, so go ahead and watch that video.
Roaring for their champion. The two men are walking toward the center of the ring. It's an unbelievable sight to see. They're toe-to-toe. The Russian towers above the American. It's a true case of David and Goliath here. It's unbelievable, the condition of both men, but the Russian champion...
I must break you.
今、イヴァン・ドラゴは大きいバラバラ対して
Here's the bell. The war is on.
This is the last round.
To the end.
Which one of these magnificent fighters will be standing at the end of this round?
Dragon snaps out a stiff jab. And another. Another. Rocky taking punishment, trying to get inside. He's completely exhausted.
What are you waiting for?
Now let's take a look at our assignment. It says you have just opened up a restaurant and are examining your production costs and profits. At the start of the month, it costs you $500. Every day that you operate, the cost of production is $200. On average, your business yields $300 per day in income. Answer the following questions about your business. So it says write an equation that represents the cost of production of the restaurant. So how much does it cost? Well, at the start of the month, we know it cost us $500. So Y is the total. So Y equals, and it costs us $200 per day. So 200 times X number of days, plus the 500 at the start of the month. So there's our production costs. The second part says write an equation that represents the income. Well, again, Y equals, and we can see that we're making $300 per day, so 300X. So it says, given the graph to the left, which represents these two equations, find the number of days it will take for the restaurant to begin to be profitable. So where do we become profitable? So right here, the red line represents our costs. The green line represents our profit. So we're still below our spending costs all the way up until this point right here, which is right around $1,500. And that's after 5 days. So we would state in words where that is and how we know. Then says calculate the profit after 8 days. So at 8 days right here, what's the gap between these two? So you'll go ahead and solve plugging 8 in for X for both of these and figure out where that occurs. Now on this one it says we experienced a plumbing issue and have to make a repair. So we're going to go ahead and make that repair, and it costs us $100. It says, state how this might affect our graph. So how is that going to change the graph? Well, this is going to get to here and then shift up and then keep going. So you'll state that, and then it says find the new point of profitability. So you'll go ahead and state that there. Once you've done that, there's a video here at the end for you to watch from Black Panther, so go ahead and watch that video.
My name is King T'Challa, son of King T'Chaka. I am the sovereign ruler of the nation of Wakanda. And for the first time in our history, we will be sharing our knowledge and resources with the outside world. Wakanda will no longer watch from the shadows. We cannot. We must not. We will work to be an example of how we as brothers and sisters on this earth should treat each other. Now more than ever, the illusions of division threaten our very existence. We all know the truth. More connects us than separates us. But in times of crisis, the wise build bridges, while the foolish build barriers. We must find a way to look after one another as if we were one single tribe.
With all due respect, King T'Challa, what can a nation of farmers have to offer the rest of the world?
And then when you're done, we'll go back to our Google form and click Next. This will take you to your Before You Go. Go ahead and fill out your Before You Go and then submit your work on Google Classroom.